Greek Culture Minister Christos. Christos, how much offence has been created by this cancellation of the meeting?
First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to discuss. I would say that the more proper word is actually disappointment. So we really hoped of having a bilateral meeting at top level, confirming the strategic relation that the two countries have and discussing about common challenges such as the situation in the Middle East, in Ukraine, the climate crisis, illegal migration in Europe, where actually the two countries have cooperated. They've worked closely together and have had good results. The Prime Minister decided to cancel the meeting only a couple of hours before it took place. So the proper word would be disappointment.
Was it rude? I mean, has it threatened to scupper all those issues that you were going to talk about? It's prevented you from discussing those with a close ally and done diplomatic damage as a result?
No, I think it tested the relation between the two prime ministers. But I do want to assure that the two countries have long-standing good strategic relations. And our intent is to even further these relations, strengthen and extend them on various issues. Of course, though, the reunification of the Parthenon sculptures is one of the many issues on the bilateral agenda. And I do want to state that we don't believe that we took anybody by surprise. So the Greek Prime Minister was asked on British national television a question about the reunification, which of course he had to answer.
Right, so he didn't promise not to discuss it publicly, as Downing Street is suggesting.
No, I don't like refuting the British government, but such a statement is inaccurate.
Right. I mean, why do you think Downing Street would issue an inaccurate statement of that sort?
I'm not in a position to answer that question, but what I can say is that, first of all, by canceling the meeting between the two prime ministers, you do send mixed messages. So it's a message of, first of all, denying to discuss about the issue, and also as if you lack the convincing argumentation, because whoever does firmly believe in the correctness and justice of their position is never hesitant to engage in a comprehensive discussion with the other side. So
you think the British government might know that they're on a sticky wicket? Then they haven't got a good argument here about the marbles.
I know that the government understands the fair position that the Greek government has steadily now, especially after the Acropolis Museum has been built, and even statements made by very well-known British citizens, but even from the general public, there is pressure that Greece does have a fair argument. And the proper place, the place where they will be better displayed, is obviously the natural habitat rather than any other place in the world. So
after this row, is the potential compromise deal that the British Museum has put forward, where the marbles go back in exchange for some Greek artefacts coming the other way to London, is that deal still there? Do you still back that deal, or has it been derailed by this row?
Of course, on our side, we do intend to work closely with the British government and the British Museum in order to find a mutually beneficial agreement that will bring the Parthenon marbles back to the natural place, but at the same time help the British Museum remain as one of the top museums in the world and have Greek artifacts presented there.
So how soon do you think you'll get your marbles back then?
We hope so. We hope so, and of course, raising awareness in the general public all around the world is something that helps. So we do hope to raise it in the agenda. We don't want to interfere in national politics, but we do consider it a vital issue for Greece.
Christos, thank you very much for joining us.